Okay, we're live now.
Yo, that shit was trash. We're gonna change that. Just move on.
Listen, I told you guys I was gonna work on it, but I really didn't. I just downloaded it, and I got it in there.
Yeah, it's trash.
Okay.
Move on.
All right.
Move on. Okay?
So we spent the last hour, like 2 hours, right, trying to figure this out,
Yeah,
and we think we figured it out, folks.
that's probably not true. We're still gonna fuck it up, but we'll move on.
We're gonna keep going. Okay. So what's going on with you, man?
Nothing. All right. I guess we'll get right into it.
No.
No?
We gotta ease them into it.
Okay, fine. I am in.
Yeah,
cohorts.
I don't think they know who we are. Actually, most of our listeners now, we know them, right? Most of the people who've listened already know us.
I have no idea. I only shared it with 3 people.
I think I've shared it with 2.
Yeah, and we had how many views did we have? We had like 30 or
We have 29.
okay.
Yeah, Haida checked and she has 29.
Hmm.
Yeah, Haida's my cousin, by the way.
And my sister.
Yeah, so
She's lame.
we're cousins. We kind of just dove in last time. I think we should introduce ourselves this time.
Okay, sounds good to me.
So my name is Jorge Luis Moreno. Last time I said it really loud, really fast, and I couldn't even understand myself. So I'm slowing it down. And also, I'm trying not to do as many pauses because I was editing it and I had to delete out so many what's it called? There was so many. Oh man, I have to edit this out. So many
So many
blanks,
dead spots.
dead spots. That's my name. We hail from the city of Chicago, believe it or not. The third greatest city in America. Proudly, right? Behind LA.
I don't know what your criteria is.
Just in sheer prowess.
I think we lit. I think we're number 1. That's true.
All right, you can go ahead and introduce yourself, man. I only said my name and where I was from.
Well, I am Angel Silva. I am also from Chicago. Well, I was born in Mexico. Moved here when I was 4 years old.
Shout out Mexico.
Yeah.
And we
Don't
out
worry.
there heavy.
Don't worry. I have a green card. I am now a citizen as of 2014.
He's supposed to say that, but
You can't kick me out anymore.
right. So
I am a mechanical engineer, and that's it.
yeah, once describing ourselves, there's no point in describing ourselves because none of us even matter, Except for you, dear listener, you matter very much.
It's kind of dark, George.
No.
We're gonna move on.
No. All right, so you want to get into the episode now, right?
Sure.
You probably should. What was the name?
The name of the episode was Arkangel.
Arkangel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick synopsis is, it was about this woman who has a child, and she is very protective of that child. And one day she loses the child, and this triggers her to want to get some sort of monitoring system for her that is a mental implant that allows her to see what her child is seeing and kind of also have control over her, and then also locate her.
It's kind of like that thing that actually exists, like chipping children. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, but it's only purely for GPS
Location, right? So that's just expanding on that and also being able to see what they see. So
right. And you can also use it to control what they see and don't see. So you can put what they call they call it a filter, and it like blurs out anything that could be considered bad, I guess.
Right. So it's kind of arbitrary. Oh no, it's actually based on cortisone levels, right? And other, what's it called?
Yeah.
Other vitals.
Yeah. So it's based on your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone. So anytime that rises above normal levels,
that's that stress, man. I bet I have the highest levels of cortisone at all times. Cortisol. Get in the zone.
AutoZone, yes.
Right. So all right. The gist of this is don't overprotect. Don't be overprotective of your children, and it's interfering with the natural development of a person. A person is supposed to develop. Well, look at me. I should. I should never use should, right? Never.
No, you don't know.
Because yeah, we don't know anything, but it seems that this girl came out to be people run. But I mean, this girl ran away because her mom was overprotective, right?
Right.
But there's people who run away because their parents are not protective enough.
I mean, yeah, I
Right?
guess so. You can. There's always extremes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And thing, but I think the episode was just trying to show you that if you are an overprotective parent, you are a helicopter parent, if you will. Like,
That's a phrase.
yeah. So like meaning you hover over your child, and you don't let them do anything without your presence or whatever.
Wow, that's really, man. And that's what she was. So she learned the consequences eventually.
Yeah, she thought one night so she got rid of the system. She put it away after she realized that she was desensitizing her child, right? Because she was blocking out all negative audio and I guess video feed to her, talking to her like she's a fucking camera. But yeah, she was blocking all their
cameras.
stuff, all the bad stuff. And then one day the little girl was curious, so she like started like stabbing herself with a pencil, and her mom was like, "Oh my god, my daughter's crazy."
Super normal, by the way.
Yeah.
Stab yourself.
But it was like, I mean, it really just was because she was curious, and she was just like she was so, I guess, shook because she couldn't see herself bleeding. All she saw was just a blurred hand. Yeah. Obviously, she felt the pain, but she was just like didn't understand why she couldn't see it.
And
like
it was
could.
because she had that damn program in her.
Yeah.
So as I came to the epiphany while I was watching the show, I realized that the technology wasn't all the way lost, because the only thing that messed it up was the sensory component to it, in my opinion. I think she would have been definitely would have been better than she was in the show if she had just kept it to like a GPS type of thing, and not a sensory device for the real world. Because as you can see, overprotected children are a real thing in this world. So as she became one of them, she kind of became like she couldn't recognize facial expressions of stress. She couldn't recognize violence. Everything was like more like not dangerous to her. She didn't realize, right? She couldn't recognize danger.
She didn't understand that there were consequences to stuff. She didn't understand how things were bad. Like you said, she couldn't recognize danger. She just thought it was something that was happening. She didn't realize that something bad would happen after or during or whatever.
Yeah, so anyways, and then the mom, jumps in at the craziest times.
Yeah, she ends up going back on the system after she realizes that one night her daughter, she's a teenager now, and she like realizes her daughter lied to her about where she was going to be, and she turns the system back on because she's worried. She gets really scared, and then finds out that her daughter is having sex.
Which, wow, public service announcement, that's just what happened. Oh, and also cocaine, right? That one was kind of wild, man. I kind of predicted that one.
Yeah. So then, and then so she monitors her that, and then she comes back, and the next time she sees what her daughter is seeing, she's doing drugs. She's doing a line of cocaine, and then she like blames it on the guy that she's with. Ren. She blames it on the guy that she's with.
She blames it on Kylo. Shout out Kylo. I don't know nothing about Star Wars.
He looks like Kylo Ren. Yes, he does.
It was his name is Trick. You're right. His name is Trick. I was very pleased to see that type of slang in Netflix. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard Trick in a long time.
You a trick ass bitch.
Trick Daddy.
You a trick ass bitch, man.
Trick. I think there was a song, Little John and East Side Boys. Shout out to you guys if you know who the Little John and the East Side Boys are. So that was his nickname.
Yeah, and
he was not a bad guy.
No, he was just living his life, I guess.
He was out here,
and and the mom just came in at the most inopportune times, and she like blames him. She didn't see that her daughter was being reckless, right? She couldn't obviously fathom that her daughter was just gonna was out here fucking committing heinous crimes. Well, I guess not crimes, but it's just
Who was committing crimes?
it's not really a crime. They're just saying that like like her daughter was just out here doing all this
Oh,
crazy shit.
yeah, teenager stuff, dude.
Right, and then I mean I wouldn't consider teenager stuff doing lines of
Oh
cocaine.
yeah, cocaine. Yeah, that's some. Oh, let's talk about that. So, during watching the show, right, I was like, man, but I was like, she's tripping right now because it's just drugs. But no, man, like cocaine is some other level stuff. Do you think she did that because she just wanted to do it, right? It had nothing to do with the program.
No, well, obviously,
Or
and in some way it did, I think, and so like you were saying, she doesn't recognize that it could turn out to be a bad thing. She doesn't have any caution.
but that didn't really have anything to do with the program itself. That just had to do with overprotection in general and not telling your kids about drugs.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I think she has no caution, but I think it gets turned up a little bit more because of the fact that she was so like sheltered from stuff like that when she was a child. Up until I mean, you don't really say any ages, but I think she was like maybe 8 or 10 when she finally like turned it off and stopped monitoring her until she again was like 15 or 16.
So she actually came out okay by all measures, right?
Yeah, she was alright.
Even though she was sheltered for like the first 8 years of her life, she still came out okay. She was developing naturally. It's just that the mom. Can we talk about the mom for a second? The character of the mom, the caricature of the mother, if you will, overprotective single mother, who, oh man, I was getting so just irritated by her. I was like, yo, just relax. Like, what are you doing? She was addicted to the tablet. She just had to do it and had to check in on her daughter, and it's just one of those things like, why are you looking for trouble if you're gonna find it? Because the tablet alerts you when there's trouble. That's the whole point of it. But if you're just looking, even when there's no trouble, then that's when you're messing up.
Right. She was overusing it. She just couldn't let it go that she was growing up and she could take care of herself. It just becomes really, I don't know, I think it became really difficult for her to let that go just because of, again, her being like single and just, I guess, just the type of person she was. She's a overprotective mom, overprotective person. Anytime something happens, she wants to, immediately correct it or have some sort of preventative measure to stop her daughter from doing anything bad.
She wants to be safe at all times. They never mentioned the husband or anything, right? No backstory whatsoever. Her dad died, R.I.P. to the guy.
Yeah.
And her dad was old school. Like, you saw the painting, so it's just supposed to symbolize he's from an older generation where he wasn't as dependent on technology because he was painting a horse.
Right.
What else? So she was a nurse by training, and her daughter, she was growing up to be okay. She was just so the antagonist of this is the mother, right?
Yeah, I think so. She's just really into like knowing what her daughter is doing at all times, and like it's to be really bad, and she just doesn't want to be a bad parent, but then that makes her be a bad parent, and like you were saying while we were watching the show, like she doesn't want to be a bad parent, but then she becomes a bad parent because she's super overprotective, doesn't let her daughter give her freedom. She doesn't do anything to help her daughter develop to a functioning person of society.
Do you think you know anyone like that? Do you think there are some people that are in our family that are overprotective or that we know, like to that extent? All right, if you gave your mom or my mom that technology, I think they would probably overuse it. I think anyone would because it's just so convenient.
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy to open it up and just be like, what is this motherfucker doing?
Right. My mom she used to already do a form like that, which was like when we were younger, like we're riding bikes, she would be out looking in the window. Like,
right.
There's a tendency just overprotection in that sense. Wow. If you give parents that type of power, they're going to go crazy with it.
Yeah, I do. I agree. I don't think there may be some parents that don't use it as much, but I think all parents will use it to a certain extent. Some may use it more, some may use it less, but all parents would definitely use it. They would definitely be like I said, what the fuck is this motherfucker doing right now?
Yeah, dude. Because if you're
why
just,
isn't he home?
if you're just at the house, like, watching a novella or something, you're like, let me just throw on a tablet and see what this guy. I mean, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Right? To be if I had connection to you, I'd be like, yo. Instead of going through Instagram feed right now, let me just see, let me just see what this guy's seeing right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it would be. I just hope that doesn't exist. Oh man, there's so many things,
Yeah, and
unintended consequences of technology.
Yeah, and it gets really weird because like the mom just doesn't seem to have any sense of like that the daughter needs her privacy, right? She just all the time is like, I'm her mom, I have the right. I think this is how she feels. She feels that she has the right to see what her daughter is seeing, to like monitor her and control her decisions because she is underage and she is her daughter. So it gets, I don't know, it gets really weird that the mom feels that way.
Yeah, can we talk about so she has the right. So she gave herself the right to kill a baby, but she was 15, dude. Does that not matter at all? I mean, the mom has to have some leeway in that she's only 15.
Yeah, but you have to talk about it. Like
you have to talk to her, right?
Yeah, you can't just do it.
Override decisions. Because in the Black Mirror, so the mom basically put in a contraceptive, or what is it?
Yeah, she basically went to the drugs. So the tablet told her that her daughter was pregnant. So she went to the drugstore and she bought Plan B, or whatever what you would call Plan B, emergency contraception. And she ground it up. She put it in her daughter's smoothie that she makes her every morning.
Probiotics.
And she lost the baby. The daughter lost the baby, and she didn't know that her mother did this until she went to the nurse at school, and the nurse told her, "Yeah, you're not having the baby anymore." And she was like, "Oh my God, my mom killed my baby." Blah blah blah. That was how could she make that decision without telling me? Blah blah blah.
And she is a good daughter for the most part. Like even when she was mad, she would still always say hi mom and bye mom.
Yeah.
Like she seemed like a good person. There was no need to overprotect her. They seemed like they lived in a nice neighborhood. There was no need for that. The dude was also a nice guy, except that he sold coke on the side, trying to make extra money. But you saw he was in a store where what's it called? Like he was putting in work with the chairs and stuff.
Yeah, he
a good
works
dude.
at a furniture. Another thing was like when she was the first time that she looked at the tablet after she put it away for that when the girl was 8 or 10 or whatever, and was because she told her that she was gonna go to the movies, go have a movie night with her friends, and then come back or whatever. But then the mom was driving home, and she was trying to call the daughter, but the daughter wasn't answering. And then she tried calling other parents and saying, "Hey, have you seen my daughter? Where is she?" Blah blah blah. But then she was saying, every time the parents responded like, "Oh, is everything okay? Do you need something?" She would say, "No, everything's fine. Everything's fine." Again, the whole fear of being labeled a bad parent because you don't know where your child is at midnight or whatever.
Yeah, which is I know from experience that my mom would have gone through that, like in the old days, like trying to locate children.
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't make you a bad person. You're a separate person from your child. You're not gonna be watching over them all the time. They just, they go out. Chances are that they're okay. It's just us freaking out.
Right, and it's like not calling, not saying that. Yeah, I don't know where my daughter is. Can you help? Like, just the fact that she wasn't willing to accept help because, again, she was going to be labeled a bad parent.
Yeah, and that actually made her a bad... She was like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
That she didn't want to. Wow, this relates to a thing. I was reading a book called Viktor Frankl. It was called Man's Search for Meaning. Mm-hmm. And in it, he describes like the meaning of happiness. And but this is separate from the topic. So... basically one of his things in the what's it called, epilogue, or like there was like it was separate from the main story, which is he was a concentration camp physician. He was a prisoner, But and at the end, he talks about his form of logotherapy. He created a thing called logotherapy, and it talks about how to resolve a lot of mental issues. And basically, the way of solving, one of the methods of solving is to, whatever you want to do the opposite of it, and it'll work out. Because just like the mother, so her fear created a bad cycle. So her fear made her a bad parent. Being a bad parent made her fear. Fear made her a bad parent. Bad parent gave her more fear. So it was a cycle like that. And in the book, he talks about creating, going completely opposite. Oh wait, how's this gonna work? So one example he used in the book was, if you have trouble sleeping, if you have fear of not getting enough sleep, tell yourself that you're gonna stay awake for as long as possible, and you will fall asleep. Because something happens where you go against yourself, and it actually, your body's like, well, what are you doing? It tries to overcorrect itself.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually ends up working. That was one example that he used. Another example that he used was, this Jewish dude was so distraught that he had lost his children. And he was saying that he was so sad that they were gone or whatever. But digging deeper, he found out that, by interrogating him, he found out that he was more so sad because he thought his kids were innocent, so they were going to go to heaven. But he was an old man, and he was probably not going to make it to heaven because he was older, he had more experience, he had done more things.
Right.
But Viktor Frankl, the therapist, told him, just change the way you look at it. So if you look at it as in, what if you are who you are so that your kids could have gone to heaven like that? What if he had to if he saw himself having meaning and sacrificing for his children, that could change the way he looked at himself. And he said he took those words to heart, and he never came back for another consultation. I don't know if he did a good job. But he never came back. But so getting back to this mother, he just created a really bad cycle, a downward spiral, if you will. Right?
Yeah. I thought it was kind of ridiculous that she didn't see it coming, right? She didn't see it coming that her daughter was gonna be turn out bad, I guess, or if you will, because of her overprotectiveness, or she didn't think that she was making bad decisions in her parenting style or whatever.
I wonder if that had to do with just the way she was probably raised, or it was like a blind spot for that, or she probably knew it was. She just wanted to be sure, so bad that her daughter was okay, that it overrode that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
She seems so desperate to always make sure that her daughter was okay, and it really bothered me. I have no idea why that really bothered me.
Yeah, it's you start to see the first glimpse of it when in the beginning of the episode when she's being born, and the doctors aren't saying anything.
I just remembered that. Yeah,
because
she's the very first scene.
So they had to get a C-section, and then the doctors are just cleaning the baby, but the mother is just like, is she okay? Tell me she's okay. Tell me she's okay. And they're like, yeah, dude, she's fine. Chill. We're just cleaning her.
And they were cleaning her, also protecting with the dog across the street.
Yeah.
Man, I just got irritated by it.
Yeah, she definitely made me feel very upset towards
right?
her.
At one point, I was so mad that I was like, yo, just kill her with the tablet, right?
Yeah.
And then guess what? Once it was actually happening, I got shook, man. I was like, wow, I was just going to kill her mom with the tablet, just like I said, but it didn't feel okay.
Yeah, she got wrecked with that tablet.
He just gave her like a 6-piece with that. Left her on the floor unconscious.
Yeah, and then again because she accidentally turned the filter on, so the daughter didn't see to the extent of what she was doing. It wasn't until the filter turned off, and then she saw damn, I fucked my mom up, that she stopped. I don't think she would have stopped if the filter had stayed on.
Oh, I did not catch that part. So it actually came back to haunt her. Because she couldn't see like you said. Oh my God, I just realized that And then also, when she runs out of the house, it creates like a parallel with the beginning scene when she's like, Sarah,
Yeah.
Sarah. So
She runs away, and then it all ends where it started. Yeah.
this time she was lost for real,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gone forever. Well, nah, she'll probably come back. You know, she'll probably hitchhike out to like Seattle or something, and then probably make up with her family later on.
It's quite possible, but we will never know because
Right.
the episode is over.
Yeah. So
We can only speculate.
what do you? So overprotection. Yeah, that's pretty much it. How many? Yeah, we're only at 33 minutes.
It's okay. We don't have to keep talking if we don't have anything else to say.
Nah, I mean we could talk about other stuff. By the way, guys, this is like a two birds one stone. You know, you get a podcast, you get an episode review, and then if we're still not at an hour, you get some free content. Think of this as exclusive content.
This is bonus content,
This
never
is-
before seen.
You know, you came to listen to a review, but you're getting that and something else, which we don't know what it is right now.
Yeah. Well, the thing that upsets me about this episode or whatever, this is just something like how small this technology is or whatever. Like, it's so dumb. Like the only thing they did was like inject something into the daughter's brain or whatever.
Yeah, probably like some serum or something.
Yeah, and I'm just like, they're really oversimplifying how complex this stuff could be, or
They like to monitor all the vitals, the visual.
yeah, and you're just injecting some, like, I don't even know. They don't even say what they injected. They just put a needle in her head. Oh, boom, it works. It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell?
Do you think they've been consistent with that, with the technology showing the complexity of it, like overall in the show?
Well, I think the past seasons, like it was more like,
They're taking more time with it.
yeah, they take more time with it, with the feasibility of it, and they actually like showcasing that we're not that far off from it. But like I think this kind of technology where like super invasive stuff is like they're really oversimplifying the fact how it'll be, and like the fact that you could just do it with an injection of something. I don't like that part. They're really oversimplifying this mental.
Yeah, but then you could. All right, what's the thesis of Black Mirror? Is it to show technology or is it to show human lessons?
That's probably just the interaction with technology, and
That's
how
the main thing, right?
the extreme like situations that can occur with our dependence on technology or any invention or whatever. Just taking it to that, like turning it up to 11, just ridiculous situation that will probably happen if technology ever gets to that point where we are capable of that.
Makes me sick, dude. Makes me feel sick to think. I feel like it's just like an uneasy feeling of this episode gave me with the mom character. I can't get over how annoyed I was by her. I think it was just her face or something.
Just wanted to punch her in the face.
I was like, oh my god, like control yourself, lady. Like I was really bothered by her, just her everything about her.
Mm-hmm.
I had a night, like, man, what happened to this lady?
She's just really, really bad.
I mean, she wasn't. Yeah, she was. She was super bad. But that's not even why I don't like her.
She wasn't a bad person. It's just she was just bad at life.
She was bad at. She got like a 1 star, star life. Oh man, it was just. Who's your favorite character?
What do you mean? In this episode?
Yeah. I realized that last episode, dude, we did not talk about the main protagonist. Not a single line.
With
probably one line when you were introducing the plot.
The girl?
Yeah.
Nanette.
Yo, we straight up just skipped over her qualities, which were the stereotypical like protagonist qualities, right? Courage and like foresight, and
I mean, she
her.
wasn't really. I don't think she was a really vital point. Well, I guess she was a
I don't think she
a critical part for the storyline of the what's it called?
It could have been anyone in her shoes, right? Yeah.
But like it wasn't at all like her character was vital for any other reason.
It was just like a hero thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main meat with that was with the dude and how deranged he was.
Right. I thought this episode was okay. I think it could have ended better. Like she should have killed her.
You think so?
Yeah, I think she should have killed her, and then like
Yeah, if they were gonna make her go away, they should have just made her kill her with the thing about she couldn't see how much damage she was doing, right?
right, and then the filter stays on
Like just
for
clocked
the
her
rest
out.
of her life.
You wanna make it
Becomes
dark.
a stripper or something.
You wanna see her be like a stripper? I don't think she'll be a stripper, dude. I think she'll like for some reason I get like a Seattle.
You think everyone runs away to Seattle? That's where everyone goes when they run away.
I have no idea, bro. I just get like a hitchhiker vibe. Like, where are you going?
Seattle.
Seattle.
Run away. Seattle.
Yeah, dude. Hey, you been to Seattle?
Yeah, I lived there for 3 months.
How was that?
It was a good city. I think it's really pretty. It's really beautiful. There's a lot of homeless people.
Oh,
but
we have something going on here. Why is there?
I think it's more
hitchhikers.
No, I don't know. I think it's just more pronounced in the city because of how the small it is.
I heard San Francisco had a huge homeless problem too.
Oh yeah, they do. It's a huge city. There's a lot of homeless people everywhere, right? And
Really? Like in the main shopways and stuff? Like main streets?
I don't know. I mean, they have a what's it called? A like 2 or 3 block section on the city where like
LA too.
yeah, where like people just not. I'm talking about LA right now.
Oh, okay.
That has that. They're like just a bunch of tents everywhere and a bunch of homeless
tent
people.
city.
Right. But they don't. I never saw that anywhere in Seattle. It's just that it was like almost every other block there would be a homeless person, begging for money or just sitting there.
Oh my God. I mean, that exists here in Chicago, but the way it seems from like different like YouTube and stuff, podcasts, like it seems like Seattle and San Francisco. Why are they all on the West Coast?
I don't know.
Is there more publicity about it, or is this like a homeless thing all nationwide?
I think it's a nationwide thing. I think it's just because it becomes concentrated, and maybe LA is like one of those places that people go to be famous or
Makes
something.
sense.
And I think they just get an influx of a lot of people that trying to make it, I guess, and majority of them do not make it, and sometimes they go out there because I'm just generalizing here, but sometimes they go out there because they want to make it, but they don't have the support of their parents, so they just did it on their own, and then they end up stuck out there because their parents are like, man, fuck you, like you left and you thought you would make it and you didn't. I'm not gonna support you.
Oh, so it's just a result of sheer just math. So
Yeah.
more people, more homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think they got like twice the population we do.
Yeah.
So that would explain it. But Seattle doesn't. Seattle's actually smaller.
Yeah, but that's one other thing why it seems so concentrated. I think because if the size of the city is so small, it may not. It probably doesn't have the exact like anywhere near the numbers of homeless people that LA does or Chicago does, but it's just because it is so small. It's
more
like
visible.
There's more visibility to it because they really have not a whole lot of places to go.
And I'm always conflicted. How do you feel about what's like your protocol or your thing when confronted with a homeless person? How often do you give them something?
I
what
generally do not give money to
Like
homeless.
as default, you don't.
My default is I do not give you money.
Yeah, I'm probably the same.
More so because
I think for me, it's just purely like what's it called? It's not like I don't want to, like no morals in it. I think it's just practicality of stopping and pulling out my wallet. Like, what if I drop my wallet or something?
yeah, like I think I have my fear of this guy or this person trying to rob me or whatever, or they're desperate or whatever. If I have to pull out my wallet and sort through it so I can see if I have $1
That's
to
the
give
wildest.
then they obviously can tell that I have money or not, right?
Dude, that's the wildest.
Then they just steal my wallet.
That's the wildest 3 seconds, dude. When you pull it out and you're sorting through it, you're trying to find $1, and you're like, "Yo, this guy could just literally rip it from my hands this very moment, and he's off with my with my ID, with my credit cards, with my freaking insurance card. He's gone, and I gotta reset everything all because I wanted to be a good person. And good people, bad things happen to good people all the time. Oh wow, I
Right.
just said I was a good person. How
I think
stupid did I sound there?
I really
I'm
don't.
probably not even a good person.
I don't know. I just really don't like giving money. I'm okay. Like
I'm not sure if you're recording.
you take me out. You took me out. You son of a bitch.
Oh no, it is.
Oh. Okay. Never mind.
All right, I'm keeping that in there, even in the even in the edits.
All right. So
You son of a bitch.
yeah. So I'll give food to them. Sometimes I'll be at a restaurant and then
I've never given.
I'll
food.
see a guy outside or a woman outside and they're homeless and I'll have leftovers and I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? I'm just gonna eat it later. But obviously I can buy more food. So and this person doesn't seem to be able to, so I'll just give them the food. But I will not give them money, just because again I don't want them to rob me, and I don't know what they're gonna do with that money. There's a reason that they're homeless, right? You know, it may not be that they like had some drug problem or
Probably drugs.
alcohol problem, but it's a high probability that is why they're homeless.
Meaning they would be more disposition or predisposed to rob you if they're on drugs.
To rob me and to like use them. Let's say they don't rob me, they're gonna use the money that I just gave them to go buy more alcohol or more drugs, rather than going into buying.
Yeah, I'm
food
always
and-
so conflicted about that because it's like
right. You can't make
to help
assumptions,
them.
but like I don't have time to
I
hear
think
your
it's
story.
it's purely about convenience. I mean, I would say from what it sounds like, I've probably given a lot more than you.
Your problem.
What's the most you've ever given in a single one?
They're like $5.
Same. I think it was $5, and it would be a cool thing. When I worked at Walgreens, there was this dude on State in Washington. I think it was like by Chick-fil-A, or across the street from the Chick-fil-A right there.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this dude, and I gave him $5, right? And when I got to work, I had received $5 from a customer. So I was just like, wow, because there was this old lady who I had to take her stuff to her apartment.
Nice.
I had to take her stuff to her apartment because she would get so many adult diapers and toilet paper, and it would be like huge. It was like cartloads of stuff, and I would have to. And she lived around the corner in a high rise, because you know how the Walgreens is next to like a
Yeah, I
thing.
gotcha.
And so I would go, and that day she had left me $5. So I was like, wow, the universe just returned my $5, even though not really, because it wasn't the first time she's giving me $5. But at the time, I was like, wow, the universe really is out here like this. So it really wasn't.
It really wasn't. No, there is.
Nah, dude, there is meaning to everything.
I mean, I guess.
Oh, this is good. This is
I don't really think so.
Let me explain this. I am an INFP. My compatriot over here is the polar opposite of it, which is the ESTJ. He's an extroverted sensor, thinker, judger. I'm an introverted intuition, feeler, perceiver. Basically, I'm soft, and this guy's hard.
Oilo.
Basically, that's what it means. So that's gonna affect our worldview a lot. I want to find. Well, I'm not saying he doesn't want to find, but he's probably more like, dude. It's just he's probably more objective. He's definitely more objective than I.
Yeah, I'd be like, a lot of the way I see things is just, it is what it is. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I really don't try to go beyond that.
I'm so extra, dude. I want to find extra things.
Like, I obviously I have critical thinking skills.
I don't.
But I just don't see a reason.
You don't see a utilitarian utility to it, to finding extra stuff.
No,
Sometimes it's cool you find, dude.
to just like think. I don't know. What do you mean by extra stuff? You're like thinking about.
Like the universe, for example. Like wow, it just added meaning to what I give. Whereas before, I just gave him $5, never know. In this interpretation, the universe did like a cool trick and it returned it to me, and somehow that's what I mean by being extra.
I see. No, I don't. Yeah, you're. I don't read into situations like that. Anything really at all. It's just events happen throughout the day, and that's the extent of how much thought I give them.
Dude, that's all I do. All I do is look for extra things. It is, I mean, it is like consuming, but I think it's rewarding in everything, and that means I'm always kind of like a step behind. I seem kind of like stupid sometimes, you know. You know, at Walgreens, people thought I was slow because you know, people thought I was slow because I would I would take like a second to respond, and it would be just because I wasn't even like paying attention, dude. And basic things that might be stupid, man. No, but like under pressure, I don't perform well at all, and so we're manageable around. Even like finding scissors, dude. Like finding scissors, I couldn't find this. I couldn't find the stamps. I couldn't type in my password correctly to sign into my register.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And you know, that's something that an ESTJ would be perfect for. That they're just so objective, so they'll do the job and get it done correctly. Meanwhile, me, I kind of have to like, it's like trial and error and trying to get it in correctly. Eventually, dude.
Yeah.
Super time consuming.
Yeah, I'm definitely the other way. I'm very good in under situations of pressure, like, which is why I can do okay at my job, because a lot of the stuff that I do is like very fast paced things. Like I'm expected to have a quick turnaround on my projects or whatever, because everything is super important supposedly, and there's a lot of pressure.
Nothing is really important.
And there's a lot of pressure on my team and on me to deliver things on time or whatever. So I just do it, right? And then like I'll document whatever I need to document, and I'll make decisions on stuff that I feel comfortable making decisions on, and saying like, yeah, we don't need to tell anyone about that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck it, do it, drill that shit.
Your decision making skills are probably on point. Mine's are not. I don't know if I think it might have to do with the trade off of work now for pleasure later, because basically that's all we're doing in life is working now, trading off time now to get better time later. I'm not really good at that.
I work to live, George. I work to live.
You work to live and others live to work?
Sometimes, yeah.
Wow, dude.
I think most young people right now work to live. I think a lot of the older generations do live to work. Like some of the executives,
yeah, that's facts, yeah.
Some of those executives that are at my company, they're just like work crazy hours. They'll be like on the clock 24/7, you know.
There's no
and
need.
Some of them have even told me this, and I'm just like, dude, I ain't about that life, you know. Like, yes, I have aspirations to become something up there, but like, I do not want to ever sacrifice my life because of work.
There has to be more to it, right, than just work, right?
Right. Yeah. So I work to live. You know, I'm a firm believer of, you know, work hard, play harder.
How do you feel about Oh, you enjoy yourself. I've seen you.
I get really
that's the
really
funny
into life, really into it.
Yeah, this guy enjoys himself. He's earned it. You know. What was I gonna say right before that? Those CEO dudes, man. Oh, I was gonna say we have some common ground in that. So being an STJ, you would probably be like, you know, you just gotta work and work like those CEO people. But you're like, no, man. There's more to it. There's more to this than just I'm putting in and I'm increasing productivity and that's all I'm gonna do with my life. It has to be more than that. Enjoy yourself.
Right, and then there'll be people that stay at work till like 5 or 6 or 7 p.m. But they'll get there at the same time I do, like 7 a.m. And I'm just like, dude, fam, I put in my 8 hours. I did what I needed to do today. There's nothing extra that I can't do tomorrow. I can't wait till tomorrow. I'm leaving at 3:30. Peace out, fam.
And dude,
Obviously, there are some days where I'm like falling behind, blah blah blah. But that's like I try to limit myself from doing that because I don't want to become that all I do is work.
man, oh, it just makes my stomach hurt, dude. I think I'm just having a bad
Yeah.
day.
No, I can because like last week I on Tuesday I went in at like 7 a.m. but I didn't stop working till like around 6:30 at night.
God damn, that's like 10, 11 hours.
Yeah, so there was like crazy stuff that I needed to get done. Crazy amount of stuff that I needed to get done by before the next day. I mean, it happens ever so often. Yeah, I'll do that. Hell, I'm willing to do it just because of who I am. I guess I want to deliver quality
That's true.
and stuff. Most of the time, I'm like, once 3:30, 4:00, 4:30, I'm done. I leave.
We were talking about this, that you don't seem to have a fear, and rightly so, of losing your job, because you could just get another one.
Yeah,
And it's quite fascinating to see someone operate with no fear whatsoever, because all my life I've seen people only be scared of their jobs. My dad, I don't want to miss, and he's right at the same place since like 1990 something. Super fear of job losing, and just seeing all around, also in like shows and stuff, and people seem to be scared of always losing their job, and it has to do with that dynamic of a single person, a manager, having exclusive control over over paying your bills and taking care of your family, and how that could be taken away in a second if he just doesn't if he just wants to fire you, he totally can. It's a private enterprise.
yeah, of course.
And
It's up to them.
so you don't have that fear.
No, I do not. I mean, like you said, I can just as easily like go somewhere else. It's not like this is the only company that will hire me and that needs engineers.
Most people, you would say, once they get a job, they'll normally want to stay, right?
Yeah, I think normally most people would want to stay wherever they end up.
Because they get entrenched in it.
Yeah, they become, I guess, complacent and have a mentality. They're like, this is my job. I'm gonna work here for 10 years or whatever, and then I'm gonna earn mine. Like, they're gonna notice that I'm a hard worker.
No, they're
then
not.
I'm gonna get promoted. Blah,
You're
blah.
not.
And that's not true. You have to make the career yourself.
Make
You can't.
moves.
You have to make your own moves. You can't.
That's a
You
Cardi
can't
B.
expect your boss to be like, hey, I noticed that you're working really hard,
He's not gonna say that.
and I'm gonna promote you. Like,
Oh,
no.
you know what? I just
No,
remember
they're not gonna do that. You have to fight for that now.
relating to that. I remember at Walgreens, I was no one liked to put in the ice bags into the freezer, and so as I was the newest person at the time, that's what they had me do. And one time a manager did tell me, he just came into the freezer and he was like, "Man, you're doing a really great job. I see a long future at Walgreens." And I was happy, right? I was like, "Wow, I'm doing my thing out here. It's my first job." Bro, I left that after a year. I was out of there, bro. It was like, I can't do retail. Yeah, oh man, it wasn't even that bad, but I don't really want to do retail, even just while I'm looking for my quote unquote career, whatever the fuck that is. But and I want to do retail. It was a soul sucking job, and I'm worried that view of viewing work as a soul sucking mechanism is interfering with my worldview. So I'm trying to see if I could find something that's fulfilling in a way, if that even exists, or if it's just a myth, just like happiness.
I think it's partially exists. Like, I think any job that you find, or in whatever you may think it's your dream job or whatever, but
There's no such thing.
there really isn't such a thing as a dream job. It's like, yes, you'll enjoy your work sometimes, and sometimes you'll hate it. For you just want to find the job where you are happy most of the time. If you aren't happy like most of the time, then you need to leave.
I think
You need to find another job. You need to go somewhere else.
that's true. I think it's kind of like interesting. Well, on calling myself interesting, but my like this dialectic that I have within myself. So I'm most of the time I'm like obedient to authority, right? So I'll be like, all right, like in that showcases in school, so I'll pay attention. I won't talk, and that's how I've always been. But in the workplace, it's just having a superior to me that it really bothers me because it makes me so uncomfortable. Like even in my current job, when my manager's in the office, I'm like, dude, why are you here? Like, just leave me alone. I want to be left alone most of the time, you know.
Hmm.
And that contrasts with school. So in school, I'm perfectly fine with authority, dude. Just I'm learning, following the instructions. But at work, I'm like, I don't want, I don't want to have a superior. I want to have the comfort of not being breathed down my neck. I don't know how to explain it. What the
Yeah.
hell's going on?
I mean, well, that's a very different
They're two
thing.
different things,
Yeah, because like,
but they're both authority.
Because then it depends. I don't know. I don't know if you're like, I don't know how your manager is or isn't.
She's perfectly a fine woman.
Yeah.
It's just me.
But like, I
She's
guess
not
so.
breathing down my neck. It's just I'm so self-conscious that I overblow things out of proportions, and I always feel like I'm doing what I'm not supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
You know that thing that's like no, that's not related. But I always feel like
Like,
she's gonna catch me. I don't know. I'm gonna be doing something wrong, and I'm not. I'm okay, but I always have this fear.
yeah, that's funny because like my feeling is just like I'm just always doing stuff, just like I'm doing whatever I need to do. If my boss comes up to me and all of a sudden I'm like on my phone, I'm just like, "What's up? How you doing?"
Yeah, I'm on my phone too.
Just like, "Hey, what's up?" And then I won't even think twice about like that he just came up to me and I was like not working.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Is there no ounce of like shame? Like why was I just on my phone? Like were you looking at Instagram feed or something? Or?
yeah, like I was just taking a break or whatever. Like, because I mean, I do my job. It's not like I'm on my phone the whole time.
Has
Obviously,
he ever told you anything about it?
no.
I don't know. Yeah, mine neither, and I still have that. I'm like, but I think for you it's because you've came in there. You're an engineer and everything. I'm a temporary. I'm like a student, so it's probably like for me, it's like he's a student employee. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like opposites.
Yeah, I think you're also. I mean, you're also right. It differs like with the job, what the job is, right? Because some people may feel like they have to be working and be productive the whole day because of their job requires it to be that way, or they feel that they require their job requires them to be on it all day. But I don't feel that way. That's the way my job is. My job is like I have to be on it, and I have to be organized, and I have to be good at it, but I can afford to mess around for a few minutes because I think my job is like I'm very autonomous. I can just do things.
Most of the time, there's like no superior around you.
No,
You're in your office. Oh, you're walking around, right?
Yeah, most of the time I'm just doing my job. Sometimes I'll see my boss at the very at the very least twice a week, but like I don't think I'll see him more than once a day if he decides to come and see me.
I wonder how much of that is because I try to stay away from people in general. So I wonder how much of that it gets magnified with the fact that it's just another person, and also on top of that is that they're my quote unquote having authority over me.
I don't know. That's a
It just
really
doesn't-
weird thought that you feel that these people have authority over you.
It feels like I'm in a jungle or something, and everybody's after me. Like they're trying to take down my character.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You know?
They're after your territory.
They're like, I'm like, when, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a way to live, and I hope that this is just temporary. That I'm just earning my stripes, like I was at Walgreens. And have you ever had a retail job?
No.
Well, you did like tutoring, right?
Yeah, I tutored.
That was like your lowly stage.
Yeah, I tutored in college for some fifth graders. That was dumb. I hated those fifth graders. They were like I was at this
Fifth
middle
graders?
school. Yeah, I was at this school and there was just like, not a very good area of the town, and
Champagne.
Oh, Urbana. But like
Mhm.
the people were just like were really the kids were just really like violent and just rude and awful.
I think that's how kids are in general, dude. They're trash.
They were trying to fight each other over everything,
Yeah.
and they just like they wouldn't respect the
Do they
teacher a
have
lot
cell
of the time.
phones?
Most of them did, yeah.
Wow, fifth. Can you imagine us having cell
Yeah.
phones at fifth grade, dude?
No, I couldn't. I didn't get my phone until I was 17. But yeah, so
we
then
could talk about that. It could be a quick tangent.
but like yeah, these kids were just on their phones. They would fight each other. It was just really
I can't
weird.
even picture a fifth grader on their phone. Like, what's going on?
I don't even know what they were doing. I was just like, what do you need a phone for?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Who do you call? Are you
What's
texting?
What's going on?
Do
Dude?
you have a girlfriend or something? Like, you have a
Fifth grade?
boyfriend?
Oh fuck!
And the funniest thing was like these kids would wear like Axe body spray like
Oh, they were stinking it up.
crazy. They would just wear it.
Okay, and we're recording again. We had to pause for a slight second. So we're wrapping up here. We're at a minute 5, and well, once I edit this, then it'll be less than that. But yeah, so give us feedback, please, people. You have any shout outs, dude? We're on a platform now. We could give shout outs. Shout out to everyone who watched last episode. I think it was like 4 people probably.
Yeah.
You know who you are. I appreciate the feedback. I hope you enjoyed this one. We have a better setup. Did we do the music?
Yeah, we did. I thought we did at the
Oh,
beginning.
tell me what you guys think of that super trash music.
Yeah, it was really awful introduction.
So
We will more than likely not edit that and just keep that.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that in there. Just it's gonna be a running joke that intro is fucking fire. But
I spit hot fire.
what was I gonna say?
I'm the
You know,
greatest rapper of all time.
Shout out to everyone.
Thailand.
It is Dylan. Yeah, shout out to Chappelle Show. Oh, what you think about that Chappelle special? No, I'm playing. We're gonna start a whole new topic. We're pretty much at the end. We could go on forever, but I think about an hour is decent. Feeding the hungry people.
I think you have heard us talk
Hungry
for
hippos.
long enough, and it's time for us to go about our lives. And
We have none. I don't have one, but we out here.
we out here.
Oh, we're thinking about changing the. I forgot to. We're thinking about changing the name of the podcast. I just thought of it right now. What is next
it?
episode, I don't know, but I found this picture of us two when we were little, and that could be fire artwork. You're wearing an America shirt, and I'm like next to you, and I think I was like real little. I had curly hair still,
Mm-hmm.
and it just shows. Oh man, we're cousins. We know each other since the longest.
Okay.
So
I can see that. Yes, that generally happens when you're cousins. You depending on the age difference, but yeah, generally.
Yo, it's
know
kind.
each
You don't
other
know
for a
how
long
rare
time.
it is to have cousins, dude. There are people who don't. I know. I have a person. Shout out to Alfredo. Name dropping, name dropping out here, but that's kind of a rare thing. Yeah, man.
Wait, he doesn't have any like.
Well, I don't know if he wanted me to put his stuff out there, but yeah, it's just his family in here. It's just his immediate family. Everyone else is, in Mexico.
Ah, okay,
So it's just his immediate family here, and
gotcha. So he does have cousins. He just
yeah,
it's not really
no cousins
that
around
close to them, I guess, because of the distance.
here. Which we have a pretty interesting dynamic, don't you think, about it? Having cousins, growing up with cousins, all the time.
Yeah, I think we were always like really close to each other.
I
We're
think-
always within like a block of each other.
Facts.
So
I think that was a huge factor to socializing ourselves. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Growing up and stuff, it was fun stuff.
Becoming the jerk that I am.
Comment down in the comments. Comment down in the comments. If how many siblings you?
And we will probably not read them. So.
No, I'm definitely gonna read them because right now we're not gonna get any. so I could definitely say we're gonna read them,
Okay.
and I would technically be reading them. All right, peace out. This has been an episode of The Winding Road. It's probably not gonna be called this anymore, but The Winding Road Podcast. Peace out.
All right. Peace out, fam.